We're going to begin with the scene of destruction out of the Bronx. An explosion causing part of a public housing apartment building in the Mott Haven section to collapse. You can see it right there. It left a corner of the building in a pile of rubble, happening this morning in the ventilation shaft of a chimney in a 20-story NYCHA building, the apartment building, part of the Mitchell Houses complex.
And this is a live look right now from Newscopter 7 over the scene where investigators are on the ground. Thankfully, no one was hurt in any of this. Eyewitness News reporter Marcus Solis is there with the latest information. Marcus.
Liz and David, is just truly an amazing scene. A mountain of debris still exists just on the other side of this playground that thankfully was empty at the time of this explosion. This is the first day that boilers across the city, that heat is supposed to be provided, and that is a key part of this investigation. You can see the damage to the entire shaft of that ventilation tower that blew off a short time ago. The deputy mayor for public safety tweeting that a worker was firing up the pilot light, and that might have caused this explosion. Cell phone video shows the incredible explosion just before 8 this morning that sent the chimney flying, caused thousands of bricks to crumble 20 stories, and put building residents in a panic.
We just heard a boom, like a bomb, like something just bombed. So I asked what happened, and I heard a second time. Then we start taking the steps, and people start screaming, and then we ran downstairs.
Out of nowhere, my AC fell out my window, and I looked out the window, and it was like all a whole bunch of smoke and bricks falling off from the top to the floor to the down.
The explosion occurred at 205 Alexander Avenue in the Mitchell Houses, a NYCHA complex in Mott Haven. The collapse of the ventilation shaft left the high-rise with a gaping hole on one corner between the F and G lines of apartments. A gas leak is suspected. October 1st is the start of heating season, meaning boilers across the city are being fired up in public housing complexes.
When gas is involved, you want to be take as much precaution as possible. And when things like this happen, you investigate to determine how do we alleviate, if not eradicate it from happening in the future.
The smell of gas started around midnight. And I said, why is the smell of gas? So I turned on the DC, and the smell disappeared. But I was worried.
Police and fire department personnel used dogs to help in the search of the rubble to make sure no one was trapped. Miraculously, despite the vast damage, no one was hurt.
Standing there watching it just crumble, that was a heartache. That's a heartache. It is. But I'm glad that everybody living in the building is safe. And everybody's okay. And I'm glad we got everybody out here to help them.
So as it stands now, residents of the building can return to their apartments even though there is no gas or hot water. They're bringing in a portable boiler to hopefully rectify that situation. The residents of the F and G lines, they are not allowed to go back into their room while the structural integrity of the building is being assessed. They will be put up in hotels. About 80 residents in about 40 affected units have signed up and are being taken care of by the Red Cross. We're live in Mott Haven. Marcus Solis, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.
Thank you, Marcus. Let's take another look at the scene from above in Newscopter 7. Shannon Sohn's covering it for us. Shannon, a lot of destruction there. What's it looking like right now?
Yeah, there is so much destruction, but the scene has certainly changed significantly from before. As Marcus was mentioning, they had dogs going through the debris, looking for any people or anything that they needed to find. That has clearly stopped, although there is a collapse zone set up. You are looking down at the base of the building where that boiler actually exploded, and we're going to take you for a trip up the side of the building to really give you some idea of why that collapse zone is still in place, because while you see that gaping hole where that ventilation shaft once stood, if we go up almost to the very top of the building at about the 18-story level, you can really see where pieces of that building are still sort of hanging on for dear life, but kind of hanging on by a thread. So there is concern that more of these bricks will come down and add to that pile of debris, but quite a scene here, and actually miraculous that nobody got hurt when this entire ventilation shaft came down with that explosion this morning. Of course, on street level on Alexander Avenue, they still have a huge scene set up between 138th and 135th Streets. Reporting live over the Mott Haven section of the Bronx, Shannon Sohn, Channel 7, Eyewitness News.